Okay, year of the schmear. 1926, 38, 50, 62, 74. Who's a schmear? Lots of schmears. You blend well with others, but often spread yourself too thin. A smooth operator, you could use some spicing up now and again. Compatible with bagel and lox, avoid pastrami, would not be kosher. Now you would think we had cream cheese in Eastern Europe. We did not. We had something like creme fraiche, but we did not have cream cheese. And the reason why is because it was invented in America by William Lawrence in 1872. He's a upstate New York dairyman. He's trying to make Neufchâtel cheese. It comes out wrong. It comes out as a spreadable cheese. But it's good and people like it. So he decides he's going to start marketing it. And because he's from New York, and he's so proud of the state of New York, he of course calls his cream cheese Philadelphia brand cream cheese. Why does he call it Philadelphia brand cream cheese? He wants to associate this bastardized version of Neufchâtel cheese with quality. And the culinary capital of the United States in 1872 is Philadelphia. Because of the Continental Congress, all the politicos were in Philadelphia, so the best restaurants and the best chefs were in Philadelphia. That's why it's Philadelphia brand cheese. So, Ratner's, yes. Who remembers Ratner's? So Ratner's, you have delis where you get meat, and you have delis where you get dairy, like Ratner's. And at Ratner's, you would get, one of the foods would be a blintz. So, I can't even read the red there. 1934, 40, who's a blintz? Who can see that better than I can? Creamy and dreamy, you're rightfully cautious to travel in pairs. You played coy, but word is with the right topping, you turn over morning, noon, and night. So when I think of blintz, blintz comes from the Slavic word mlin, meaning to mill, and it's not unlike a crepe. And when I think about a blintz, I think about the fact that wherever we've been during the diaspora, we've taken our methods of preparation and we've adapted them to the foods that we have encountered. Whether it's a French crepe, I'm a little bit ahead of myself, whether it's a French crepe or whether it's kasha varnishkas, which has some Italian roots to it, we're always taking our foods and adapting it to the country that we're in. So, latke, let's talk about the year of the latke. 1923, 35, 47, 59, so latke. Working class with a grating exterior, you're a little softy on the inside. Kind of plain naked, but when dressed up, you're a real dish. Compatible with Schmear's cousin, sour cream. So a latke, once again, harkens back to the fact that we knew how to make potatoes 15 different ways. And the latke was a switch hitter. You could have it at a meat deli with the applesauce or at Ratner's with the sour cream. So Ratner's is in the middle of the theater district. And there are a lot of Jewish entertainers. There are a lot of delis in the theater district. A lot of Jewish entertainers like Groucho Marx and Milton Berle, and they're saying, hey, after the show, let's all meet at Ratner's or at the deli. And so what happens is, in that second generation, we have Jews and non-Jews coming to the deli. And the non-Jews are going, wow, that's a great corned beef sandwich. That's a great pastrami sandwich. You know what would make it even better? Slice of cheese. So you've taken over the deli from your father, who was the immigrant. But you were born in America. You're saying to yourself, well, why should I be kosher anymore? You know, I've got this rabbi looking over my shoulder, I'm paying all this money for kosher beef, and all my customers want a slice of cheese on a sandwich. Who am I to say no to them? And that's how we get the rise of the New York deli, the kosher style deli. And it's always associated with the theater district. And so suddenly we have sandwiches like the Reuben sandwich, and suddenly all the Jewish foods are under one tent, whether it's the blintz or whether it's the bagel. We can find all of them in what we now call the deli. And we can get a corned beef sandwich with an all-American side of coleslaw. We've got Carnegie Deli trading off the names of the famous entertainers. Like, this is the Woody Allen, half pound of pastrami and half pound of corned beef. And within a generation, the pastrami sandwich goes from symbolizing the hopes and dreams of our ancestors to now symbolizing a heart attack on a plate. Now, you know what they say about Chinese food? 10 minutes later, you're hungry again? No. 72 hours later. So you can go to the deli counter, you can get all these foods. The first generation, they made most of these foods themselves, or maybe they'd get 10% of them from the deli counter. The second generation, they would get maybe 50%. But the other great thing about the Jewish deli is the warm, friendly Jewish waitress. Who tells you what to order, how to order it, and how to eat it. And she'll throw in a bunch of Yiddish, and you'll have a great time. It's like a show all in itself. Now, the other great thing about the deli, there were really three places that Jews went in that day. You went to the temple to pray. You went to the social hall to find your husband or wife. And you went to the deli to really hang out and let your hair down. We had women like Gertrude Berg with her radio show, The Rise of the Goldbergs, and eventually her television show, which was a precursor to I Love Lucy, by the way, espousing all-American values within a Jewish setting. And all of a sudden, these non-Jews who see us as immigrants start saying, you know what? These Jews aren't so bad. This television show, it's really pretty good. And you know what? Their food's pretty good. You know what? These Jews aren't too bad. This is the heyday of the Jewish deli. As I said, 1,500 delis in New York and in the boroughs, 150 appetizing shops. This was a $200 million a year business in the 1930s, which is equivalent of $3 billion in today's dollar. And it's all going to come to an end. In 1924, we have immigration laws curtailing Jewish immigration from Europe. We also have the rise of Nazi Germany and World War II, and it's all going to come back. So the third stage, assimilation. The war is over. The highways are built. Levitt towns all across the country grow up, as do the suburbs. And if you're in Brooklyn saying, all my friends have gone, should I stay or should I go? You wake up one morning to this headline. Even my baseball teams are leaving. I'm going to move to Los Angeles. I'm going to move to San Francisco. And when I think about assimilation, of all the deli foods that have been assimilated the most, it's the bagel. Year of the bagel, 1924, 36, 48, 60, 72. Who's a bagel like myself? Fair amount of bagels. You're pliable and always bounce back, although you feel something's missing in your center. This persists, get some therapy, compatible with schmear and locks. Lock and condition, not so much. Okay, so the bagel. We know the old peddler, and we know the bagel shop. And then an immigrant comes to this land in 1924. His name is Harry Linder. From Minsk, Poland, he ends up in New Haven, Connecticut. With his family, he's got a shop, he's making tons of bagels. And he decides, he has so many accounts that sometimes he has to freeze the bagels, thaw them before he sends them out to his wholesale clients. And one day, he forgets to thaw them out, and he gets to the client. The client is furious. These are frozen bagels. He says, don't worry, let them thaw, they'll be fine. Put them in the oven for a few minutes. And that's what happened. And his son, Murray, who's right there on the right, decides in the 50s, you know what? Why don't we take them frozen and put them in the deli section at the supermarket? And that's how we get Lender's Bagels. Lender's Bagels is the reason bagels are as popular as they are in this country. It's also the reason you say to yourself, where can I get a good bagel? Because what happened is every bakery in this country said, I can make a bagel. Just take a piece of dough and wrap it in a circle and throw it in the oven. Well, as we all know, a real good bagel, there are lots of different steps. There are rises, there's dunking it in the water with the malt. So that's the problem. But he is responsible for the popularity of the bagel.